Thank you so much for joining us again. How are you?
Hi, Brooke. I'm really well. Thank you.
That's
How are
good.
you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. And I'm feeling good at the moment too, because I've been listening to your new single that's coming out in a couple of weeks. How are you guys feeling leading up to it?
We're really excited. We recorded this new single, Wasted Sunrise, in June last year. So it's been a little while coming. We released a single in November, December called Twisted. And then this is the second song that we recorded at the same time. And just started to sort of have a bit of a listen to it again. And yeah, I'm really excited to be putting it out into the world.
Definitely. And you've got like some single launches coming up, but do you have, as a band, have any big celebrations planned for the release?
For us, I guess the performing to family and friends and new fans as well is for us the celebration. So we're certainly looking forward to doing that. We've got like a gig at Mojo's in Fremantle, Western Australia, on the 23rd of Feb with some really great musicians, Myths and Curly, and then going down to Bunbury, which is about 2 hours down south of that. And we're playing with No Escape, which is like a punk cabaret band, and a solo artist, Livid Lilith, which is a bit of a tongue twister. But for us, the performing is like, one of the bits that we just absolutely love to do. So that's the celebration in itself.
That sounds fun. And I'm sure your friends and family will appreciate the performances as well and watching what you guys are doing.
Yeah, so we've had a month off, which feels like forever because I love playing music. So first rehearsal tomorrow, and then get ready for a bunch of gigs, and then we're looking forward to hopefully recording a bit more in the first half of this year for an EP for later in the year. So keep on keeping on.
Yes, we're definitely excited to hear the EP. And it's interesting you mentioned it was recorded at the same time as Twisted because it's such a different sound for something that was recorded at the same time. Tell me more about like those two different sounds and the direction you're going.
So I guess the songs, like in terms of where they come from, are quite different. Twisted is sort of taking a reflection on life as like such a big thing, whereas this song Wasted Sunrise is more focused on relationships, and I'm sort of saying that it's waiting for the wrong kind of love, so that juxtaposition and confusion around desire and disappointment, but all sort of wrapped up in the same place, I guess. So the songs have like completely sort of different vibes from there. They were also written at quite different times. Twisted we wrote about 2 weeks before we got into the studio, and we're just like excited and just like, let's do it. And Wasted Sunrise had been a song that I wrote quite a few years ago. I think it used to be called Bitter Tears, and we changed it to Wasted Sunrise because we thought that was a cooler name. But just completely different songs. Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. And I do like the sound of Wasted Sunrise. I feel like this is going to be my favorite Unicorn release because I love that grungy type sound it's got to it. Do you think you'll do
Yeah.
more of that sound in the future, or like, do you guys are still like, experimenting with your sounds?
So I guess like for a Unicorn gig, we like to think that we sort of take people on a bit of a journey. Like we've got like quite different songs throughout the whole set. There's one really grungy sounding song that is on the hit list for our EP launch called Catcher. And that's like even sort of heavier than that Wasted Sunrise. Like you get everyone sort of headbanging at the gigs. And then we've got other ones which are more like, you're on a boat sailing out to sea, and it's like, that real like sort of, ship water boat sort of vibe. So I don't think we're like sort of going to go down one particular path. I definitely write songs more just from how I feel at the time rather than trying to sort of I try not to stay in a comfort zone too much, do you know what I mean? And have a little bit of diversity in the set. But certainly that sort of, for me, the dramatic, grand, big changes, strong sound is something that I really love, you know, reminiscent of bands like the Dresden Dolls, you know, that really sort of dramatic gods. So that's something that I'm always sort of leaning towards in any song.
Yeah, and it's good to have that mix too, because I guess people that come to your shows would all have their own diverse music taste as well. So it's a bit of something for everyone, no matter what their preferred style of music is.
Yeah, we're sort of a band that can sit. You know, we've got a gig coming up which is sort of more metal, a metal focused sort of festival. So we're sort of the softest version of a band on that lineup, but then we can also fit in with sort of a more folksy stuff. You know, we can change our set list around and do our sort of softer songs or our heavier songs, or, you know, play a bit harder. So yeah, it's that sort of pop rock grunge that can sort of transcend a number of genres, I guess.
And it opens you guys up to a lot of opportunities as well, because as you said, it means you can fit into different lineups, no matter what sort of style of music the festival is as well.
Yeah. So we don't quite fit into the real folk hippie kind of vibe, but that's okay. It's all electric.
Yeah, and I don't know if you guys are familiar with Aussie band Evil Walks, but they've kind of got the same vibe. And when I listen to Unicorn, it reminds me a lot of Evil Walks as well, where because like they fit into different genres and even their sound is very similar. And that's what I like about your band and also their bands.
Yeah, I haven't heard of them, so I'll have to check them out.
Yes, I'll have to send
Always
that.
looking for new bands. So yeah, definitely.
And speaking because you mentioned before about your live shows, and I noticed that your live shows have been described as an unforgettable musical experience. So tell me more about that and what you think it is about your shows that are so unforgettable.
I think there's a couple of things I like to, you know, we like to put on a show. So it's not, we are enjoying ourselves, but we are performing. So, you know, we're always mindful of, you know, what we're wearing. There's always a little bit of, you know, costumery fun. And we've started bringing, I think you can see in the background, our props. We've got we've got Doris over here.
I love that. Hi, Doris.
And I mean, I sing from the heart. Do you know what I mean? Like, these songs are really, you know, personal diary, just about. So, you know, authentic, I think, is key. We're not trying to sort of please anyone, but we are performing. But, you know, we're just trying to communicate from the heart, I guess. And yeah, with you know, a strong, confident woman on stage, I think, is always a little bit charming as well. Not that I'm trying to be charming, but
But it's good because it means you guys, like, you can, when I watch your live performances, you can see that you guys are not just doing the music, you generally enjoy what you're doing and you're generally enjoying like being involved with the fans as well.
oh yeah, for me, you know, music is sort of a lifeline for me. You know, it's my favorite thing to do. And, you know, most of my friends are now people from the music industry. Like, that's, you know, what I like to do is go to gigs, see live performance, you know, birds of a feather flock together kind of thing. So, and it's a really strong community in Perth. So it's a really great place for, you know, meeting new people and you know, having a place for, you know, yourself if you're a music person.
Yeah, and that kind of answers my next question too, because I was going to ask, because Perth is the one place in Australia I haven't been. I was going to ask like what your experience has been like in the Perth music scene and yeah, how you're finding it.
Yeah, so sadly we've had a couple of venues close over the last 12 months, music venues. I think that's a bit of a COVID thing that, you know, people are suffering around Australia, but the music scene is, you know, alive and kicking. We've got certainly there's sort of venues all around Perth, and then there's a lot of the bands go and do like the down south run, which is Bunbury and Margaret River. I've been in the industry for a long time, so you know, we play quite a bit, and then, you know, a venue might close, another one opens, and all that sort of stuff. So I'm not sure what it's like for younger bands that are trying to get into the scene, but certainly the scene's very supportive. you know, emerging talent and talent that's been around for a little while.
That's always good to hear. You want a
Yeah.
supportive music community.
Absolutely.
And going back to Wasted Sunrise, so you guys worked with Dave Parkin on this, who's worked with incredible artists like Spacey Jane. How did you know he was the perfect fit for how you envisioned Wasted Sunrise would sound?
So we recorded our first 2 singles with Dave Parkin, which is Circus and Cats. And then when we were deciding who to record with for the second lot, which was Twisted and Wasted Sunrise, he was our first choice, because what I really love about how Dave Parkin works is he doesn't just do the sound engineering. He also works with you in regards to the music arrangement at the beginning. So we went in for a day and you know, played the songs and made a few changes, which can feel a little bit uncomfortable at the time, but he definitely brings out the best and really knows how to, you know, he's like, you know, what are you doing here? It just sounds like a nothing bit. Like, come on, let's put another chord in or cut a little bit out. Or, you know, as the songwriter, you're like, this feels uncomfortable, but I know it's for the best. And then, you know, he's just really great to suggest new ideas and works really quickly, which is how I like to work. You know, obviously money is time and time is money. So you want to get the biggest bang for your buck and get as many tracks down as you can in the short time that you have in the studio. So we just really love what he does with our music. We're hoping to record with him again later in the year. So he's certainly our first choice at the moment.
Yeah, it sounds like the perfect mix, and it's great that you want to work with him again, because I'm sure we'll love to hear that collab again on like the upcoming EP and what you guys do together moving forward as well.
Yeah, he's so we do track by track, so none of it's sort of live, but you know, you get that real high fidelity kind of sound, and it's just amazing how big you can make it sound. He had me singing in Twisted, which is the one that's already out, like an octave lower than I usually like, so I sounded like full man, like and just to add those extra layers and make it sound bigger and bigger, played keys, which I hardly ever play keys, so that was, you know, fun to, you know, get my piano lessons from when I was 5 and up to 15 made useful. So yeah, it's good fun. I love it. I think the hardest bit about recording is the when they're mixing and everyone's got different ideas on what should be louder and softer. I'm like, oh, this is uncomfortable.
How do you balance that as a band when people have great but very different ideas?
So what we did this last time was, it was a vote, basically. There was, you know, different ideas floating around. Mostly there wasn't a lot of changes because the mixes were so great, but the changes that did come through, if one of us didn't agree, then we sort of put it to the band, and it was whoever had the bit more votes got to win. But also, like, whoever played the instrument had a bit more of a sway. So I think we were talking about drums, and then the drummer was like, no, I like it like that. So that was the decision was made. But you know, we were so in love with the mixes that it was like splitting hairs over, do we pump this little bit up a bit more or keep it down, or, you know, do we bring the keys up a bit more or keep it down? Like, it was, you know, just making something that was already so good better.
Yeah, that's the fairest way. And it also, like, it's great because the best outcomes can sometimes come out of being out of your comfort zone as well and trying new things that you wouldn't necessarily do yourself.
That's so true. So Jack and I are like that. So Jack always pushes me. He's our guitarist. And I often feel a little bit uncomfortable, and I've learned to not respond, have a few hours to think about it, and then come back. So the song originally was called Bitter Tears, and Jack was like, well, I think Wasted Sunrise is a better name. What do you reckon? And I was like my first reaction was no. And I was like, hang on a minute, just let's think about this. And I thought about it, and I was like, you know what? I think you're right. Yes, it is a great name. So yeah, you're right. Like, you know, learning to listen to others, you get out of your comfort zone and be pushed a little bit is always, you know, I think you get a better result from that.
Yeah, and after listening to the song myself, I do feel like Wasted Sunrise suits the song and the sound better as well. So I feel like, yeah, as you said, it comes down to that as well.
Yeah, and it's you know, sort of a story to tell as well. It's that, I mean, a lot of my songs have references to time and wasting time or time moving, I think, because time goes so fast. But you know, it's that wasted sunrise over and over again, like every day you're sort of wasting another day with, you know, the wrong person, or a bit of a sad song, really.
It's a sad song, but like it's got a groovy tune to it. So I like that, not only that it's a sad song, but you can still like groove and relate to it and bop to it.
Yeah, and like the underlying meaning of it is that you've got this sort of innate confidence that you can continue to build despite, you know, the chaos going on in your heart, or, you know, the things going around. You've still got that sort of self-worth and confidence that you can draw upon.
Yeah, it's such a heartwarming message what this song represents.
No, thank you.
It's okay. And Unicorn had such a big 2023 as well, because you guys had a sold out show, you guys did support shows, you released Twisted. What were some of your highlights from last year as a band?
Yeah, so we had a really busy second half of the year. We supported Jebediah as part of their Gum Up the Bearings tour as part of Whamfest. So that was like really exciting. It was such a great show. And then Def Effects, a electro pop punk pop 90s band at Badlands. That was really exciting too. So we had a couple of great shows. We recorded a music video with our longtime creative partner Dave LeMay, and that's already had 23,000 views in the last sort of month and a half on YouTube. And that's a real celebration of having courage in life, I guess. We're really thrilled with how that music video turned out. So yeah, music video, single, couple of great support shows, and then we did lots of down south touring with one of our favourite local bands, Triangle Fight. I think we did 5 or 6 jaunts down to Bunbury and Capel and Margaret River. So yeah, we had a pretty busy year. So looking forward to another busy year this year.
Yes, and I can see now why you took that well-deserved break as well, because yeah, that's definitely a busy end to the year. But congrats on the attention that the music video got, because that's really great to see that people are listening to your music, especially that particular song as well.
Yeah, we were it was so much fun to make. It was definitely the most hectic music video I've ever done. We've done a few, and this one we sort of thought we'd roll with the punches a little bit more, because we didn't know who the band members were bringing as friends to turn up to the event as extras. So Dave and I rolled with the punches a bit, but that certainly created a little bit more chaos in the recording. But we had a beautiful place to record in, Moana Hall in Perth. It was just absolutely stunning. So we're really thrilled with the result.
Amazing. And given all that, I'm excited to see what you guys have planned ahead for this year as well. Do you have a rough date of when the EP will be released, or a month?
I'm thinking we will probably do it in the fashion of like releasing a couple of singles in the lead up. So I'm hoping to have our next single out sort of August, September, and then probably the EP in November, December. Probably November, because I hate doing things in December. I need my Christmas stress anxiety.
Such a busy time. And look, even in November, like that's such like a great Christmas present for us, right?
Exactly. So November is the plan. And we're going to start crunching some numbers to do some touring around Australia as well, either late this year or early next year, to support the release of the EP.
Yeah, sounds great, because you've got those 2 single launches coming up as well. But yeah, I mean, even in Darwin, we'd love to see you come do a Darwin show at some point.
That'd be so good. I've never been to Darwin, so that's a great excuse to come up and share our music.
Yeah, if you guys do a tour here, do a tour here, I'll show you guys around.
I'll be hitting you up, Brooke.
Yes.
Like, help me.
Yeah, but yeah, sounds like you guys have an incredible year ahead, and I'm really excited to see what you guys have planned and also hear the new music as well.
Thank you. Yeah, we're really looking forward to it, and thank you for having a chat with us today.
Anytime. Did you have any other comments you want to add about this release or Unicorn that we haven't covered?
Just wanted to do a massive shout out to the amazing band members that are part of Unicorn. So we've got Jack Charles on guitar, Ellis Munro on bass, and Lockie Hoffman on drums. So all amazing, beautiful humans that I feel very lucky to be able to play with.
Yes, incredible. Yeah, well, thank you so much. And I look forward to seeing everyone's reaction from Wasted Sunrise as well when it's released.
Thanks, Brooke.
No worries at all. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.